Awesome. All right, welcome to Pilates Yoga Fusion. I hope that you're all having a good day. Let's get started by setting our posture, feet under hips, strong engaged core, lift the rib cage up off the waist, make so much room to breathe right here. Roll those shoulder blades down the back, lift the chin, level the head, back of the head over the back of the spine, nice, super strong align here in our posture. Let's take a deep breath in and exhale. 2 more, inhale. Last one. Awesome, nice big lungfuls of air. Let's come through our vinyasa to come down to the mat to start our Pilates series. Inhale up. Exhale, fold, feel this fold. It's gonna feel so much better by the end of class. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back into the plank. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga, slowly down, hugging those elbows to the rib cage. Inhale, coming to cobra with belly and legs on the mat, or coming to up dog with feet and hands on the mat, pushing back to a down dog. Again, another place that will feel a lot better at the end of class when we are warm and limber. Come down to your knees. Let's come down onto our backs to start our Pilates warm-up. We're going to have our feet in a comfortable position down on the mat. Not trying to walk them super close to the glutes, just comfortably out. Sorry, my ponytail is too high. We're going to lay our head down on the mat. Feel this nice curvature of your spine here. We're not trying to flatten our spine down into the mat. We're keeping that natural curve, but we're pressing the belly button down into the spine. And we're just going to come into our angel arms as though we were making a snow angel. Inhale up and exhale down. Throughout this, being very conscious of the position of that spine, keeping that natural curve, not letting it flex as we move through our arm movement, keeping the core fully engaged, especially on that exhale. On the inhale, we can expand the lungs, expand the rib cage. On the exhale, press that belly button down to the spine without pressing the spine into the mat. Let's come through a couple more. Last one, really blow that air out. Hold this strong position, hold this core down. Just feel the core in a static engagement for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Now we'll probably walk our heels a little bit closer to our glutes, still just in a comfortable spot. We're going to do heel taps. So big inhale. On the exhale, roll that head and shoulders up off the mat. Now you are rotating your pelvis to press that lower back into the mat. And we're just going to reach side to side, tapping those heels. We're going to stay hovered up here above the mat. Tap, 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 tap. Nice. Tap, 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 tap. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lay it down. Let's come into our variation here. We're going to come back down to the mat with each tap. So we're going to tap right, come to the mat. Tap left, come to the mat. Tap right. So when we lift that head up off the mat, we're not curling the chin up to the chest. We're keeping a spinal alignment here. Your head is heavy. That makes this actually a lot harder. We're also giving our neck some work. If your neck needs some support, if it's hurting your neck, you can keep your hand here as you lift up. Of course, you can always leave your head on the mat. Tap, tap, pushing that belly button down as you lift up. So the body is moving in alignment. We're not trying to levitate. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lay back down, rest. Hold on to those knees, rock side to side. I hope that was a good, intense warm up for that whole front of the core. Let's come over onto our side now. We're going to come into a side lying leg raise. So we can prop up our head, or we can lay our head down on our arm. You can have your top hand on the mat or on your hip. We're gonna open this top leg. Make sure my foot is in the view. So right now my feet are parallel. We're gonna open the top leg so that the toes are pointing up to the ceiling, and we're gonna bend and come through. Bend and come through. So really lifting that leg high into the air. Feel the work happening in the side of your core to shorten and lift. Exhale on the lift, inhale on the return to your leg. So even though our leg is open in the hip socket, we're trying to keep those hips parallel, not let that top hip fall to the back. Up and down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's reverse that movement. Lift, knee down, and rest. Lift, bend the knee, come down. Lift, bend the knee. So lifting those toes up to the ceiling. This should feel slightly different. Using your core to control the roll of the hips, no front to back motion, or as minimal as you can make it. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Now we're going to set that top foot down, and we're just going to do some inner thigh leg lifts. So top foot is flat on the mat. Hips are straight up and down. Again, not opening to the back or the front this time. Actually, we're more prone to open toward the front. Lift, lift, lift. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we work both legs. Let's go on the other side and work them the opposite direction. Getting set up in your position here. Straight line, heels to the top of the head. Open that leg in the hip socket. Start by bending the knee, lift, and bring it down. Bend the knee, come up through, and set it down. Come up through, set it down. Feeling your core working, especially right here at the top is where you should be the most engaged in the core. So we are working our glute, we're working our inner thigh, but we are for sure still working that core. Nice. Really good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's reverse that movement. Straight leg up, bend the knee, extend. Up, bend the knee, extend, up. And we're working with control through this movement. Tiny little pause at the top of the movement. Not anything you can see, but something you can feel. Your muscles lock in there. Up, bend, extend. Up, bend, extend. Up, bend, extend. 4 more. Up, and extend. 3, 2. Last one. Bend, extend. Nice. Front top foot planted on the mat. Let's lift that inner thigh lift on the lower leg. Taking in the position of your hips, making sure that they are as parallel to the wall as they can be, perpendicular to the floor. Lift, lift, lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Let's come into a child's pose to get a little bit of a stretch here. Big toes together, knees apart. You can rock your hips side to side. We've already done some intense work on those glutes here, so let's give them a little rest before moving into our bird dog series. So coming to a tabletop position, hands under shoulders, feet under hips, head aligned, top of the head aligned with the tailbone. You don't want to drop the head here. You also don't want to crane the neck by trying to lift it up. We are going to lift one arm and the opposite leg. So let's just start with a hold here. Feel that strength. If you want to challenge your balance, you can close your eyes for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Staying here, leg stays where it is, arm sweep and to the front. Sweep that arm and to the front, trying to keep the arm parallel to the floor. Try not to let it fall down toward the mat. Sweep and bring it to the front. Everything else, rock solid, no movement. Feel that core engaging from below to protect the lower back. Nice long extension of that leg behind. Sweep, sweep. 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you can, leave that arm there parallel to the floor, sweeping the leg now. Only the leg is moving, keeping the leg parallel. A lot harder to keep that spine straight in this movement. Should be feeling nice engagement of the obliques. Your shoulder should be feeling this, of that extended arm. It's a lot of time to have that body weight so far away from your body. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Sit back, shake out those arms, take a little rest. And I should have said, if you're having trouble with that supporting wrist, you can grab a hand weight if you have one to use as a handle, or you can just be on your knuckles, or you can always come down to your elbow if you need. Let's get set on the other side, but I do recommend, if you have a big enough hand weight, trying that handle. It really makes a big difference when your wrists are hurting. So let's get set up on the other side. One arm, one leg. Let's start with our hold. Just check in with the alignment of your body, the alignment of those hips. Make sure that that extended leg hip isn't lifting. Make sure that that extended arm shoulder isn't dropping. Staying nice and straight here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Starting with that arm sweep. Back to the front. Sweep that arm. Everything else completely steady. You can get a little more strength in that supporting arm. If you think not about actually doing it, but kind of feel the elbow rotating to the outside, that engages more of the muscles in the arm. So it's just a very, very slight change in alignment, but it means that the muscles are working more than the joints. 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you can keep that arm extended, you can always drop it. Let's sweep with that leg. Sweep and sweep. Nice. Only as much movement as you can maintain your alignment, not letting that hip open up. Back, sweep, and back for 8, 7, 6, engaging the core, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Push it back, sit back, roll your wrists. That's one of those that looks really simple, but it actually is kind of a whole body exercise that gets a lot of your muscles all at once. Let's come down to our belly to do some lower back work in our swimming in honor of the Olympics. Let's start with arms extended. We're going to plant the tops of our feet on the mat and leave them there for now. We're going to come through the breaststroke. Lifting up, using those lower back muscles to lift the head and shoulders up off the mat, coming through the swim. Nice. Keeping the tops of the feet planted on the floor for now. Up and through, up and through. Taking a nice deep breath under that arm. Exhaling when your face goes under the water. And over, up and over. All right, hands underneath the forehead. Let's get our kick here. Straight legs, keeping those knees up off the mat if you can. Thighs as high up above the mat as you can lift them. Just a little butterfly kick here. Kicking on our kickboard for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's put them together. This time we'll try not to let our arms touch the floor if we can. So swim and kick, hovering the arms if you can. Nice breathing, nice lift through that lower back. You should feel work. If you're feeling pain, drop the arms or drop the legs. Just do what brings you work. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Push back into that child's pose again. Get a good stretch in the lower back. Extend those arms forward, reaching forward with your fingertips, walking them away to fully elongate that spine. Feeling your glutes relax down toward your heels. Beautiful job, guys. Let's come back to our back. Let's do some V-leg crunches. So we're going to open up our legs into a V. This will be in honor of our Olympic divers. And we're going to reach through, reach through. So we're doing a full movement here, not quite setting the head down on the mat, but a really nice range of motion through the head and shoulders. Reach, reach, nice, really good. Pressing that lower belly down as your upper body reaches up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold those knees before we come into our pulses. Take a little tiny break. All right, get back set up. Open up those legs into that V. Reach through the arms and pulse, pulse, pulse. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Feeling this lower belly pushing down into the mat. Pulse, pulse, pulse. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, hug those knees again. Take a little rest because our next one is intense. We're going to do our plank variation. Let's roll up and through into our plank. You can do this on hands or on elbows, of course, on knees or on toes. I will be on hands and toes, but choose your variation. We're going to do a plank pivot walk. So if you're on knees, we're going to step out to one side, step to meet, step back to the center, back to the center, and then we'll repeat on the other side. On toes, step out, come to meet, back to center. All right, let's get started. Step out, other leg meets, back to center, center. Other side, out, out, center, center, out, out, center, center. So getting a good range of motion here, but not so much that it puts undue pressure on your wrists. That's why you might want to drop to your elbows, trying to control the roll of those hips. Out, out, center. Nice, neutral head, not dropping down toward the mat. You should not be able to see your belly button. Center, center, out, out, center, center. One more set, out, out, center, center, out, out, center, center. Hold here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit it back. Roll your wrists. Awesome. Okay, coming into a side plank variation to finish out our Pilates series. We are going to be on our elbow. You can be on your knees or on one knee or on your feet. You probably want your feet stacked for this because we're going to be doing a lot of, top foot in front, but you can do feet stacked. If you'd like, what we're going to do, we're going to lift up here and then we're going to come into a crunch. Lift, set down that hip, crunch through. On that crunch, we're trying to get the work to come from here rather than that supporting hand, but that arm is going to give you a little bit of a boost. We're also trying to keep the rib cage parallel to the wall in that crunch to keep all of the work right here and right here in our obliques. Lift, and crunch. Lift and crunch. Nice. Lift and crunch. Beautiful. Working both sides of that core in different ways. And then we'll come to the other side and do it all over again. And crunch. 4 more. Lift and crunch. 3 and crunch. 2 and crunch. Last one. Let's hold this crunch for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Really hard to maintain that alignment there. It's trickier than it looks. Coming up to the other side. Lift and crunch. Lift and crunch. Lift and crunch. Nice, slow, deliberate movement here, especially since we're moving through putting weight on the elbow and on the shoulder. We do not want to make any sudden movements with those joints when we have our entire body weight on them. Lift and crunch. Lift and crunch. All the emphasis up here rather than on that arm that's acting as a little bit of a lever. For 8. Lift. 7 and crunch. 6, 5, 4, 3, crunch, 2, last one. Let's hold this crunch for 8, just the lightest touch on this hand. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Let's come into our yoga series now. Starting hands and knees. Tap those feet underneath the body. Slowly roll up 1 vertebra at a time. So you don't get head rush, head last. Roll the shoulder blades back. Open those hands to the front. Let's take a few breaths in our Tadasana as we transition over to our more mind-focused yoga practice. Close your eyes if you'd like. Feel all the points of contact of your feet in the floor. Open your eyes and inhale up. Exhale, fold. And hopefully that already feels better. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, let's hold this fold. Why don't we grab onto our opposite elbow for a ragdoll fold. I like this one because it gives you kind of the maximum gravity pull from your arms and your head. And it helps you kind of get out of the mental space of trying to get your palms as flat as you can on the mat or whatever your goal is, because you're just hanging here. All right, drop the hands back down to the feet, the floor, the shins. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step or jump back into the plank. You should feel super strong in this. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga, slowly, slowly. Coming to hover or coming all the way to the mat. Up dog or cobra. Push back and exhale to down dog. You can bend one knee to get a massive calf stretch on the other side. And you can switch that knee that's bent. Both legs straight. Let's step, lift that right leg up into the air on an inhale. Exhale between your palms. We're going to start with a lunge today. Bring both fists to either side of your foot. Press that back heel back behind you. Press the top of the head forward. Nice distance between the ears and the shoulders. Feel an even distribution of the weight between your feet. You can look back and make sure that your feet are at least hip distance in width apart. And we're going to inhale our way up to this lunge. Back knee working to be straight, shoulders down away from the ears. Palms to heart center. We're going to do a twist. You can drop that back knee if you want to focus more on the twist than on the balance. Tucking that left elbow into that outside of that right leg. Working to keep your hands at your heart center, not letting them creep up. I would rather have a higher elevation than a misalignment of the palms. Open up that top hand, big stretch here. Reaching through. If you'd like, you can bring that bottom hand to the inside of the foot so you can really get a good twist and rotation here. Palms to the mat. Step that left foot up to meet the right foot this time. Step it up, flat back, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Feel the difference in those two legs. We're standing up to feel the difference. Wow, it's so different. So let's treat our left leg to that nice stretch. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step or jump back into that plank. And coming down through our chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. This time, let's lift that left leg into the air, step it between the palms, starting without the element of balance, just having those hands supporting that lunge, fists on either side of the foot. Start to feel that hamstring let go underneath, feeling the hip flexor stretch on that extended back right leg. Shoulders away from ears. On our next inhale, we're going to rise up into this crescent lunge. Beautiful. One more breath. Palms to heart center. Twist toward that front leg. Gaze can be up to the ceiling if your balance allows it. You can drop that back knee. Palms at heart center. Open up that top hand, and you can bring the bottom hand down to the mat to get a massive twist and stretch here. Again, feel it. Beautiful stretch in the back of that left leg. Palms to the mat. Again, step that right foot up to meet the left. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Feel this fold and how different it is now that we've done those stretches. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, palms to heart center. You should feel so good through those legs. Let's inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step or jump back into the plank, coming through your chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Inhale that right leg into the air, step it forward. This time we're going to come through our warrior poses. Warrior one. Pressing the outside of the left foot to the mat. Breathe your way through to warrior two. Making sure that front knee is strong. You can see your big toe on the inside of the knee. Hips aligned parallel to the wall. Flip that front palm up. Inhale and exhale your way back to a peaceful warrior. And bring yourself into an extended side angle. Nice reach of that top arm to get a good stretch. Palms to the mat, step your right foot back to meet your left foot in the plank. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Lift the the left leg into the air. Exhale, step it through. Turn the right foot down to the mat, pressing the outside edge into the mat. Hips square to the front, shoulders away from the ears. Breathe your way through to warrior two. Gaze over those front fingers, making sure the alignment of your knee is correct. Flip that front hand, reverse into a peaceful warrior. And come into our extended side angle. Lower hand is strong and engaged up to the sky. Palms to the mat, step your right foot back up to meet your left foot. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Let's roll again, slowly. Rolling up, head last. Roll your shoulder blades back. Coming to our mountain pose to get ready for our balance. All right, feel all those points of contact of the floor with your feet. We are going to do an airplane to a warrior three today. So lift up all of the toes on your right foot. And we are going to start with our hands facing the back, shoulder blades rolled back, glued to our sides to give us a little bit of balance here. And we're going to come here into our airplane pose, trying to be parallel to the floor, trying to keep those hips square down toward the mat. Shoulder blades up and back. We don't want to hunch our shoulders. Palms up, fingers strong. And if you're comfortable here, you can bring those arms in front of you. Make your body a little more elongated. Make that balance a little more challenging. 3 breaths. And rise up. Really good, really nice. Take a couple of breaths. Reset yourself. This time, lift up all the toes on the left foot. Roll those shoulder blades back. I should say you can always bring yourself to a wall or a coffee table or a chair to catch your balance here. It's really helpful to feel the alignment when you're secure. Let's come into our airplane pose here. Keeping those shoulders strong, palms up to the sky. And if you're comfortable, you can bring your arms in front of you for the warrior 3 for 3 breaths. And setting back down, nice. Really good, roll those ankles. Let's come into a triangle. We're gonna go a triangle to a humble warrior. So one foot is forward, other foot is out at 90 degrees. I'm gonna make a 90-degree angle if they meet. Reset your hips so they're square. They wanna open up toward this foot. Let's have those square hips, arms extended. Inhale. On the exhale, reach as far to the side as you can before you need to drop that hand down to the leg, the foot, the mat, wherever your practice is. You can hold on to your leg. You can have your hand, I prefer to have my hand open. Give me a little bit of leverage here. Top arm is strong. One more breath and we're going to transition into humble warrior. So turn that back foot so that both feet are kind of facing the same direction. You can grab onto opposite elbows, or you can bring your hands into reverse prayer. Inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to fold over that front leg. One more breath. Let's rotate that back foot back to the 90-degree position, come back into our triangle and lift up with that top hand. Switching your feet, let's go for the other side. Reset your hips, reaching forward before coming down. Choose your hand position. Feel this awesome stretch. Triangle is my favorite yoga pose. You get such a good stretch on the inner thigh and in the sacroiliac joint, which always gives me trouble. One more breath. Turn that back leg to the front, grabbing opposite elbows this time. And taking that humble warrior bow over the front leg. Keeping your hips in alignment. If you feel like you're almost pushing that top hip back, that's when you're going to get the good stretch on the back of your leg. One more deep breath. Pivot that back foot back to the straight, come back into our triangle and use that top arm to lift yourself up to a standing position. Let's come through our vinyasa one more time on our way to our savasana. Inhale up. Exhale, feel this fold. How different is it from when we started class? Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step or jump back to your plank. Inhale. Chaturanga, hug the elbows to the rib cage. Up dog or cobra. Down dog. Let's take 2 breaths in down dog, or however many you want to take. You can come through to your savasana whenever you're ready, whether it's now or whether it's 5 breaths from now. Look up between your hands, bringing those legs through. Let's lay down on the mat for savasana. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath you, open your palms to the sky. Feet a comfortable distance apart, let them flop open. Close your eyes if you're comfortable with that. And let your breathing and your heart rate slow. When you're ready, roll over to one side, using your arm as a pillow. Bending your knees, tucking your feet in a fetal position. If you're comfortable with that, push up to a seated position, palms down on your legs. Feel the length of your spine. Inhale, tilt the head back. Exhale, drop the chin to the chest. 2 more times. Inhale, tilt the head back. Exhale, drop the chin. Inhale. Exhale. Now, having gone through that whole range of motion, find the right alignment for your head. So the top of your head is in line with your tailbone. Bring your palms to heart center. Inhale here. Exhale to your forehead. Inhale here. And if you'd like, you can join me in a bow on the exhale. Namaste. Thanks for joining Pilates and yoga today. You guys worked super hard. Make sure you drink lots of water and eat a nourishing lunch. Thanks so much.